welcome to the rundown on A2D.
I like that beat. That was hot.
That was nice.
It's
I like that.
all that's new, isn't it? We've got a little bit of a new beat. We've obviously got the new rundown. Guess you could call it image head or whatever. Whatever we're gonna call it. Thanks to Ryan Brodo of the Philly Sports Fix, making things happen. Obviously, that's what he does from a video editing perspective. He's just the man. So, gotta thank Ryan Brodo for that new imagery there.
Yep.
Obviously, you can call in on our Skype line at 856-295-1178. As usual, we're
Love
live
it.
in the Kingsgate Realty Studios in Burlington, New Jersey. And if I could just find my read sheets here, we'd be okay. But at the moment, yeah, they're in the backpack. So, Maddie, get on that for me. I know you're fixing with my headset. I sound like crap in my own headset, but hey, a lot of people probably think I sound like crap, so it's okay. Sean Watson is here as usual. Ralph Delavecchio is here as usual. Unfortunately, I'm just kidding. We love you. I love your hair more than anything else. I'm jealous of your hair. I'm trying to grow mine out like that. You see what I'm doing? Have you been noticing?
Yeah.
Ever since I brought it up on the air about how gorgeous his hair is.
Back.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm trying. I want to get the baseball mullet like you've got rocking over there. His is transitioning. You got to cut that soon because it's going to become a hockey mullet if you're not careful. You got the baseball mullet. Remember when Ryan Braun had the baseball mullet for a little bit?
Yeah.
Troy Tulowitzki was growing out the baseball mullet. That's what I'm trying to go. I want
How about a Randy Johnson?
That's
Pushing
more of
it?
a hockey mullet.
Okay.
That's too much. Maybe when he was with the Diamondbacks, maybe. But when he was at the Mariners, I can't be doing that.
I think, guys, our ratings are going to be sky high soon. We talk about, our new times that we're going to be having on the radio show. So I'm really impressed with that.
Oh, yeah.
Extending our time a little bit.
We're
a little
going
bit
an
more,
hour 15 today for you.
I love it.
And,
15, baby.
stay patient with us. Next month or two, we're going to make that transition to an hour and a half with you. We feel like we bring enough energy, we bring enough passion, we bring enough
Absolutely.
knowledge, bring enough entertainment. It warrants that hour and a half jump. You need us for an hour, for an extra half hour.
I look
You
forward
just
to
need
it.
us.
I
You
look
need
forward
it.
to this.
We've rushed off the air each of the past 3 weeks. Haven't been able to get everything out there that we wanted to get out there, and it's just not fair to the
Well, I
people.
lost sleep over a little bit, and
We're all about the people here, Sean, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Sure we are. Because I'm the Rock all of a sudden.
was
and we're
getting,
all about the people.
I was getting smoked a little bit the other night in Madden with Ralph. He was
Yeah.
sobbing. But the last game,
Spanked
I got the best bet of the last laugh with him the other night. He got a little upset, but you got to let me win one, I guess, right?
Yeah.
1 out of 4.
I was using who was it? Mettenberger.
Oh, here's the
He's
excuses
using
now.
Mettenberger.
Well,
With Tennessee.
He picked him.
Yeah.
Oh, he thought Mariota was on the team, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. How about Tennessee? Did anybody else realize they hired Mike Mularkey as their head
Yeah.
coach?
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I know he became the interim head coach when they fired. Wasn't in honesty, I like Mike Mularkey. Guy's always been a good offensive coordinator in the league. Remember, he was the head coach the 1 year in Buffalo when they went 7-9, and that was like 05-ish or 06-ish,
Right.
and you're like going 7-9 in Buffalo is like winning the lottery, Then he obviously had was offensive coordinator in got the gig in Jacksonville and went like 3-13 the first year, and they gave up on him and brought in Gus Bradley, and that's that's turned everything around, and they're competing for Super Bowls now.
Let me ask you gentlemen
But
a
I
question.
just didn't know they
Let me
hired
ask you guys a question. I actually thought about this today.
Yes.
If Gus Bradley came to Philadelphia instead of Chip Kelly,
Ew.
Okay?
We'll be 3-13.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen.
He'd be fired just like Chip just got
Here we
fired.
go. Is Deshaun Jackson on this team?
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
Jeremy
No.
Maclin on this team?
Yes.
Jimmy Macklin probably, maybe.
Okay.
I don't think the show is.
Is LaShawn McCoy still on this team?
Yeah.
This is the
Possibly,
questions I
but-
got to ask you, fellas. Are we still having? Yeah.
Well, since you're going to ask that, I
Okay.
got to ask you this question,
Sure.
then, Ralph, because I see I'm calling Sean Ralph. Jeez, look, this happens when we got three people.
That's not good.
I'm going to be
kidding.
Sean. You're going to be,
Okay.
Zach, and it's Yeah, here we go. Matt's got I like Matt doing everything on the ones and twos, getting me my live reads. There we go. Kingsgate Realty. We're live in the Kingsgate Realty studios. If you're interested in buying, selling, or renting a house, go to Kingsgate Realty, 57 West Kings Highway in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. Call 856-931-1200. Email patbo@kingsgatere.com. As always, also sponsored by Obie's Catering, changing the world one dish at a time. You contact Chris O'Brien at 856-534-8410. Email cateringbyobie@yahoo.com. Tell him Tom Arnone sent you. You get 20% off. Follow his new Facebook page, Catering by Obie. And he's going to be, obviously, the sponsor, the advertiser, bringing you whatever you want to say. He's bringing this first segment to you as we're getting into. We want to talk about the front offices, not just of the Eagles,
Mm-hmm.
but of all Philadelphia sports teams. Not the Union, because they don't count.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Big Four.
Doop, doop, doop,
Yeah,
doo, doo, doo,
They're
doo.
irrelevant in the
We're
city of
talking about
So
the Big
ask
Four.
me the question you were going to ask me about what
Yes.
I just asked you.
You want to ask your question again.
Okay. I said if Gus Bradley
Right,
was in Philadelphia instead of Chip Kelly,
right.
do the Eagles still have running back LaShawn McCoy,
I think they have McCoy
wide
and,
wide
Macklin.
receiver Deshaun Jackson that would blow the top off,
Right.
Jeremy Macklin, our offensive line, which was consists of Todd Hermans, which he
Which
aged
he's
big time.
done
We
now.
know that. Evan Mathis, which he
Right.
started for the Broncos. Okay.
He could have helped.
Do we have? Obviously, we're not going to have
Yeah.
Kiko Alonso
I
because Chip
got-
Kelly's the only one that
I
wants
see
to
where
do
you're
something
going
like
with
that.
this. Here's my point to that. Are you if you have to take back the Shady trade, are you not doing it? Because even with Kiko, to this point, it was maybe we could call it a disappointing first year with him.
Yes.
He's obviously still under our control.
Right.
He's still very cheap as far as our possession goes. I mean, I'm not changing that trade. I don't want Shady. I would have done that trade 10 times over again because it's the right trade.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you're saving money.
You
you're-
have to go
You're
defense.
getting rid of an
I-
aging running
and-
back,
and-
and it just so happened that the
Listen,
right
the
back
Eagles
And you
always-
got four players for his price.
Pretty much.
For 11
When
what
you-
was
when
it,
you- when you
11
work the money.
11.5 $12 million dollars,
something
something
like
like that, or
that. Yeah,
13.
a lot of money.
Between DeMarco
Right.
with Ryan Matthews and
Right.
Kiko Alonso,
Right.
the money that's going into all three of them
Yeah.
was the same money you
Yes.
were paying the Shady. The Deshaun Jackson, I mean, me and you got into an argument a couple weeks ago about Deshaun Jackson. Why? I don't know why anybody would still want him on this
Because
team.
listen to me, man. I spoken to a couple of Redskins fans.
I would have drafted
he
Brandon Cooks
became
for the reason you're talking about.
Deshaun Jackson became more mature.
Oh, did he?
Okay. I know you're not. Listen, he has. Deshaun Jackson has world class
He's playing
speed.
in middle school.
He runs a 4.29
Dude,
flat.
Dude,
He
playing in
blows the
Washington's
top
like,
off. I mean, if you have a guy that can get you
I
the
got-
ball
listen,
right there, he's dude.
the guys that I got.
Here, I got another.
listen.
I got another
I got
argument.
you.
I got another argument. I
Hold
got
on.
another one.
Hold on,
LaShawn
I got
McCoy's
you.
best years was with Deshaun Jackson. When
Okay.
Deshaun Jackson was off team, you had 8, 9
All right.
guys in the
Well,
box
all right.
when Deshaun Jackson was on team. But when Deshaun Jackson's not on the team, I'm just telling you the facts.
They're throwing
I'm
fists
telling you
here.
the facts.
We'll get into that.
Look
We'll-
at Chip
we'll get into
Kelly's
it. Okay.
offense.
I know.
Riley Cooper became a
So-
1,200-yard receiver because of Deshaun Jackson. Just look at it.
We'll get into we'll get
Okay.
into that since we're talking front offices. That
Right.
can obviously be something you bring up. Is that a point you're trying to make as far as the Eagles front office? Obviously, we've been very critical of them over the past few weeks. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
We don't want to just talk the Eagles front office, but we want to make the comparisons. We've been talking Eagles front office. Where do they rank?
I'm going to
as
tell
far
you,
as
Zach.
the four big
what
sports
drives
going
me crazy,
in
Zach,
Philadelphia.
about this, what drives me crazy, is you let forget about Pro Bowls.
Okay.
You let a two-time first-team All-Pro wide receiver go for nothing.
Yeah, but he's not that guy
But
anymore.
nothing. Listen, you didn't get nothing.
Well,
for
that
him.
was a
Get a
mistake.
draft pick.
That was
for
a
him.
mistake.
I think
You
that,
let him
that-
go to
but
your
if we're-
division so he
but
can
nobody's-
keep on having 100-yard
Well,
games
I got
against
you, but nobody's giving you a first-round pick for him. And if we're really going to sit here 3 years later and be upset
Get
over
a
the fact,
third-round
I'm
pick.
with you,
Get
but if,
something
But if we're
for
really
him.
going to sit here 3 years later and be upset over the fact
I'm
that we
upset
didn't get
about
a
it.
third-round pick,
I still can't get over
well,
it.
then move on,
I
Sean.
can't get
You're
over it, man.
ridiculous.
It's
Okay.
Wait,
killing
we
me.
should sleep over
It's
it, dude?
killing. No,
Christ.
I'm not losing sleep over, it, but
I mean,
it's
been 3 years.
we
I'm
could
with
we
you.
could have won the division with a guy like that
No,
this year, Zach.
He's not that big of a difference
He-
maker.
he-
You really
he
overrated
was,
his presence.
Zach.
No, he's not. The guy played. The guy couldn't even keep his hammies healthy. Was
Yeah.
popping hammies out left and right
Zach,
in DC.
did
The
you-
guy, no.
how many-
stop it.
Sean,
Zach,
he couldn't even
Can
run
I-
5 yards
Listen,
without popping
Zach,
a hand.
Yo,
I'm not
guys,
paying him
listen,
that money.
just listen to me. Yo,
Oh,
in
it's-
NFL
I have a
history,
feeling you're not going to give us a choice.
yeah, listen, in NFL history, he's third by
I know
50
that,
or
dude.
more yard touchdowns
Oh, is he?
in the
Listen,
history of the
listen,
league.
Listen, I
fellas.
know that,
All
but
he
the
does
guy,
is
Jerry Rice number 1, Devin Hester number 2, Deshaun Jackson number 3.
the
Look
guy,
at the
guy-
facts.
The
fellas.
guy can't run
All right.
What do you mean
without
can't?
popping a ham.
Come
hammy,
on,
dude.
guys.
Sean, you're on timeout for a minute.
All
Ralph.
right, go ahead.
Sean, we know. Listen, Sean's got a big problem with the Eagles front office apparently, and it goes all the way back to the Deshaun Jackson days.
Yes.
All right, let's stick with this then. All right,
All
let's
right.
use this as a little segue then. Where between the 4 big sports then, where do you rank the Eagles front office at this moment?
From worst to least,
well,
I mean,
well,
from worst
the
to
si-
best
well,
or best to worst.
Well,
if I'm going words, if I'm going
where
words,
you ranking the
I,
Oh, okay.
Listen, the Sixers had obviously, I actually thought Okafor was the best draft pick last year. I do, out of everybody, and it fell in their lap at 3. I do think that he should have went number 1. That's just my opinion, fellas. And the Sixers should have got the number 1 draft pick. So I think it kind of worked out for him. I like Nerlens Noel. I think he's going to be a player. You know, obviously.
Did I say Sixers initially?
The reason why I have to start with Sixers is because right now they're
Okay.
going. I'm going lowest to highest.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure I didn't
Yeah,
give you the proper information for a segue.
I'm going lowest to highest, and I had to say right now.
So the Sixers are what? They're number
right
one
now,
for you?
but
they're
yeah,
number four
yeah,
for
but
you?
yeah, but they can easily with 2 more drafts, they can easily be a playoff team, fellas.
Okay,
So they're tanking right now. Obviously, they're
got you.
tanking.
So
Sixers
you're
are
saying they're the best?
4.
They're 4.
They're
Okay.
4.
So
They're ranked
the
4.
worst.
They're the worst. They're the worst.
So that's the front office as far as because the Twitter question or Twitter polls related
Right.
to this topic.
Yeah.
Which front office do you trust most? Which front office
Sixers
do you
are
trust
worse.
least?
Sixers are
in
worse
this
right
city?
now.
My
So-
worst.
The Eagles are third.
All
I'm going to
right,
say the Eagles are
so-
third. With all their transactions, I have to say right now, currently right now, this day, the Eagles I have to say third.
Okay.
The Phillies, I like what they're doing. I really do. I think they're going right now with their AAA teams. I think that they're going to be relevant in the next couple of years. I truly
I like
do.
Matt Klentak and what he's
yeah,
the new GM they brought in there's a really smart dude. He's made some good moves
He
so
really
far.
is.
Mark
And
Apple,
now they're saying that J.P. Crawford might be up by the mid season this year.
yeah,
So
and he should be. There's no
he's a
reason.
young kid.
They
He's
got a
there's no
couple.
reason he
Phillies got a
shouldn't be
couple
up.
years even to become a playoff team.
Yeah.
I might
And
let
the
him-
Flyers
I
are
might
number
let him
one.
play right away.
The Flyers are number. Regardless of what anyone said, the Flyers are number one. I mean, look
So-
how good they've been playing. They've been beating good teams,
So
fellas.
hold on. So you've got the Flyers front office.
I do.
As your best front office.
I
of
know
the
you
four
hate Ed
front
Snyder.
offices
I
in
know you hate
football.
Ed Snyder. Because they brought in that Hackstall from college. They got Ron Hextall. Ron Hextall.
No, I
just,
like Ron
just-
Hextall.
He just dumped a load. He just dumped freaking Vincent LeCavier. All right, and Luke Shen.
By the way, Jordan
and,
Wheel is going to be a stud, Matty.
listen, fellas.
He's
He
gonna
just
be good.
dumped them big time contracts.
Yeah.
And he got players. He got freaking prospects for. The Flyers just beat good teams. Okay, they lost to the Penguins the other night.
Hold
all
on.
right,
Hold on though.
They-
Because
they're beating good teams.
I got you.
right
That's-
now.
Right now. That's fine. They still haven't won anything in how long, dude?
But
What-
they
what-
went to a
you-
Stanley
you-
Cup in
you-
a couple
you
years
can't-
in 2010.
If this was the end of last season, where
6 years ago,
if
they've been to a cup.
Let me spin it. If this was the end of last season, is this the same? Because before they hired Hackstall, because you're basing this opinion, I feel like, off not even at one half of play in the new NHL.
They have a
season.
rookie head coach
I
that
got
won
that.
that won
That should
national
be-
championship.
That should be even more of a reason
think,
why they're
like,
not
he
number
got
one.
their-
though.
yeah,
he got there 14
he-
times.
Yeah,
Hold
in
on,
the
though.
Frozen Four.
Am I missing something here?
Go ahead.
How can they be number one in this city at this
They're
moment?
beating good teams, Zach. They're beating good teams
Sean, if we
now,
had this
right now.
I'm with you. That doesn't.
Move
if-
the freaking
if we
peanuts.
had,
These are
if
freaking
we had this
pissing me off.
conversation at the end of last hockey season,
They
they're
would
not
be
number
no.
one.
They're not number
Okay,
one. I'm
so-
talking about today.
So, but that's my point. You can't make that argument yet. We've talking about not even halfway through the new NHL season, and they've gone from
They're
last now to
beating.
first.
They're beating good
But
teams,
it's the
Zach.
regular season,
Right
dude. They're
now,
not
it
even in
don't
the
matter.
playoffs
They're
yet.
going to make the playoffs. They're going to
They
make
were
the
on a losing
playoffs.
streak. They had 'em 7 points out
And
last
unfortunately, I'm going to have to contradict myself because Zach, I got sucked into a bet tonight, and I really don't want to do it. I have to go with my favorite player tonight. My boss and my coworker came up to me and said the Flyers are playing against the number one in the league, the Washington Capitals. They're playing against your boy. We're going to bet lunch. Both of us, we're going to bet Chick-fil-A. I have a bet going on tonight. So I said, hey, fellas, you're probably going to be hearing sirens tonight at the Verizon Center because Ovechkin tears the Flyers apart. So, yeah, I have to go against my team
so they're
tonight
number
because
one.
I have a bet.
So
Yes,
you've
they
got
are.
the-
They are number one. If they beat the Washington Capitals tonight, they're the best team in hockey. If they beat the Capitals tonight, they are. I'm telling you, they beat the Bruins. They lost, unfortunately, they lost to the Penguins. They're a good team, man. The Flyers they're a young team. They're young. They're a young
listen,
team.
this is Sean's opinion. He's a hockey nut.
Yeah, opinions are like assholes. Everyone
Exactly.
has one.
You're wrong,
You know.
But you're entitled to your opinion.
But
with
we're
it.
talking today. We're not talking about yesterday.
No,
we're not
we
talking.
are
We're talking today.
But today does not also mean the last 3 months. Today means.
Let me ask you a question.
No, today has to
Okay.
do. Today has to do with the last few years. You understand what I'm saying? You can't just base today off of what happens over the last.
Oh, we're doing
3
last
months.
few years?
Well,
They've
but
been to
hold
a
on.
cup.
Hold
They're
on,
the
though.
last team that's
Hold
been
on,
to a
though.
championship
Hold on,
in this
listen to me.
city, Zach.
Listen to me. When you're talking about present day, you don't just look at what's happened over half of
Yeah,
one
yeah, I
season.
know what
Zach.
you
You're
mean.
talking about present day. You got to look over the last 2 to 3
Okay,
years. of the
how about
team's
this, Zach?
track
Listen, the
How about this?
Sixers
No,
right now-
I got an argument. I got an argument. What
Listen, the
he's saying.
Sixers right now.
In the
they're
last
a
19 years, in the last
terrible
19 years,
organization.
in the last 19 years, they made the playoffs 17 times, Zach. In the last 19
Great.
years,
And
they
Andy
made
Reid
it
the
17
and Andy
times.
Reid made the playoffs 11 times in 14 years.
But
with the
but you're
Eagles, and
talking,
Andy
but
Reid
you're
won
making an
anything.
argument in the last couple of years. They've been playoff team.
Dude.
They've been to conference championships, Zach. They've
Every-
been to Stanley Cup Finals. Let me keep on going. The
No,
Flyers
I'm
organization's
gonna
been
stop
off the
I'm
charts.
gonna stop because we're going to move on because I'm going to go
Okay,
to Ralph here in a
okay.
minute. But to answer your question about Stanley Cup Finals, they made the Stanley Cup Finals as an 8 seed.
Six years. If they still went to the ultimate goal.
It doesn't matter. You got lucky. You snuck into the playoffs, and then you made a run as a 7 seed. That's
Right.
not being that's not.
But they
anything.
beat that.
That's
That's
not-
even my
that's
point
getting
even more.
lucky.
No,
That's
when you're in a.
getting
What do you
lucky.
mean? They
Getting
beat the
lucky?
they beat the
You're a
Boston
7
Bruins.
seed, and then you
No,
made a run.
No, they beat. Listen, they beat the New Jersey Devils in 5.
When was the last time they were the top
Listen to
seed in the
me.
Eastern
Listen to
Conference?
me.
They
Don't-
spanked the Devils
listen.
in 5.
They
Best
beat the
team in
Devils in
NHL,
5.
Sean.
They made NHL history. They were
Stop.
16. They were the sixth team in the history of sports to come back from being down 0-3, all right, against the Bruins, and then they were the only team.
Simone
They're the only
Gagne,
they're the only
baby.
team. Listen, they're the only team in history that ever came back from being 0-3 and came back from being down 0-3 in Game
Sean.
7, and they won 4-3 in Boston.
Sean.
And then they went
They
to
won-
then they went and beat the Habs, the Canadians, the
And he
team that has
spanked
the
them.
most, the
Was it
team
game
that has
5,
the most.
right, Matty?
Listen, the team that has the most rings in the National Hockey League, and they beat the Canadians.
Yeah,
And the
they
Flyers,
did.
but they still beat the Canadians.
No.
Then they went to the Cup, and they
Sean,
play the Blackhawks.
Sean,
I'm
that's-
just telling you.
No, that
They beat
you
the
were
best
a-
teams.
You were a 7 seed.
It doesn't matter.
This is
I don't
not
care
fair.
what seed you are.
Sean, it matters.
They went to the listen.
Sean,
they
no, you
went
listen.
to the promised
You've been
land.
talking long enough now. You listen.
They went to the promised
It's my
land.
turn to respond. Okay.
Go ahead, Zach.
This was my show before it was your show,
Go ahead,
Sean.
go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead, Zach.
This was Ralph's show before it was your show.
Go ahead. You're
All
right. Go ahead.
No, we're just having fun. But no, listen. Just teams an 8 seed in the NBA playoffs, right?
Right.
And they make a run through the NBA into the NBA finals. It doesn't mean they were a legitimate.
Well, that wouldn't
contender
happen,
at
Zach.
any point. The Warriors were an 8 seed and beat the Mavericks in 2007 or whatever.
But
it was.
you're saying the finals, Zach.
But
It's not going to happen.
It has happened.
But
It has happened in the, just like it
wait,
happened in hockey.
when's the last time an 8 seed in the NBA
It's
went to a
I don't
finals?
have the
I
numbers
can't
in front
tell
of
you.
me.
I don't know. I don't think that happened before.
Yeah.
An 8 seed in the
You've gotta
NBA.
remember
I don't
the-
think that ever
you've gotta
happened,
remember-
Zach.
Maybe not in recent. Remember, you've got to remember how far back the NBA playoffs are
It
going.
happens in hockey. It's
the last
a
time it
different
happened-
game,
and
Look
Zach.
at the Kings. Look at the
It's-
Los Angeles
Yeah,
Kings.
it's a different
Yeah,
game.
And the Los Angeles Kings.
It's different from hockey than
the-
basketball. It's completely
it's not.
different.
It's professional sports.
It is, Zach.
Sean.
Zach, tell me the last time. Go look it up right
Shut
now.
the hell up.
I want to know when the last time a
You
basketball
haven't
team
let
did
me
it.
respond
I know.
at any point.
Okay,
Sean.
go ahead. Respond.
Sean, when you're dealing, what's the whole point? What's the whole point? What's the whole point of playing this season? You want to try to be the best team possible, right?
Right.
So you can't sneak into the playoffs as an 8 seed, make a run to a conference final, and then sit there and say, "Hey, well, you know what? We don't need to make any changes next year. Look, we just made the Stanley Cup." You still weren't a good enough team to do anything more than make the 8 seed and to get lucky and get hot and make a run through the playoffs.
You have a
This is
hot
not-
goaltender,
It
Zach.
doesn't matter.
Zach, I
Sean-
played the game
Sean,
before.
Sean,
You have a hot goaltender,
That's great.
Zach.
You're not the Chicago Blackhawks.
I'm not
I'd rather
talking-
be the Blackhawks, right?
Yeah, that is.
But
You're
they
sitting
still,
here-
but it
Stop.
doesn't
No,
I want a
matter,
goddamn
Zach.
Stanley Cup.
Stop, because you're sitting here talking. You just sat here and called the Flyers the best team in the NHL.
Yes.
If they beat the Capitals,
No,
tonight-
no. I didn't say that they're the best
You
team.
said
man.
they'd be the
I
best
said
team.
I said they will beat the best team if they win tonight, Zach. I said they will
Okay,
beat
but
if they win
regardless,
tonight. They
Sean,
beat the best team.
regardless,
They
Sean,
beat great
you just,
teams.
You just labeled them as the top front office in
Yes,
in
I
this
did.
city, and they've been a mess
Right
for
now,
35
how many
years.
playoff teams do we have this year,
They've been a
Zach?
mess for
The Sixers
35
fucking
years.
were the Sixers are the worst franchise. They have the
Sean,
most losses
This
in
is not
the
about
history of
teams,
the
this is
league.
about front office.
Hey,
Ah,
Zach,
Trust the
man.
they
Flyers
have
front
the
office.
most losses
This is
in
freaking
baseball
awesome,
history,
baby.
Zach.
You trust the Flyers front office that well?
I-
What if
they're
they
gonna
won
make
you in
playoffs.
35 years, dude?
Zach.
I don't want to make the
They're
playoffs.
going to, Zach.
Okay,
regardless
enough.
if you won or not, they're going to make the playoffs
Ralph,
this
moving
year.
on. Ralph, what's your opinion? You're delusional.
How am I
Oh
delusional?
man.
If they make the
I
playoffs,
just-
they're the only team in
All right.
sports right now in Philadelphia that make the playoffs, Zach.
That's not what we're asking,
But they're
Sean.
going to obviously
That's not
be the
what
best.
we're asking. We're not asking who the best team is at this
Zach,
moment
they're
in
making
this city.
trades right
That's
now.
not what we're asking.
They're dumping loads right now. They're going to be a good team. The Flyers are going to be a
Oh,
good
man.
team, regardless
Sean,
if
you
you
are
like hockey or
delusional.
not. I'm not.
All right, my
Dude,
fourth.
the biggest
They've been to the
Flyers fan.
late. They're
Hold on.
the
The biggest
I'm just
Flyers
telling you the
fan
truth.
I
I'm
know,
not.
I know,
station.
I know
The
I
what
played
you're
the
saying.
game before,
biggest
Zach.
Flyers fan.
I played the game at a high
That's
level.
fine.
I played
the biggest
before. I
Flyers
played
fan
AAA
in
hockey.
This region is
I
sitting right here
played.
next to you, and he thinks you're crazy right
Okay,
now.
I played.
He thinks you're crazy.
I don't think so. Do you think I'm crazy? Yeah. What do you repeat on it?
Matt, is he not? Is he crazy?
How am I
for saying
crazy?
He's making
No,
Ed
let's
Snyder
go, Matt.
as the top owner in this city at this
Yeah.
moment.
Right now.
You think Ed Snyder's an idiot? We've had that
No,
conversation.
no.
Matt.
I'm talking about coaching. I'm talking about coaching, Zach.
We're asking about the front office, Sean.
Front office. Zach, you don't. Okay, you're not a big hockey fan. I'm a big hockey fan.
I'm a hockey fan. I follow the game. I just don't sit down and watch the Flyers.
And you're okay. The Flyers are going to be a playoff team
because they're a mess.
How many teams this year?
The
Phillies blew. The Phillies were the worst team in baseball.
That's fine.
They blow.
The
Eagles, obviously, you know what their meltdown was. The Sixers are going to be the worst team in baseball again, and the Flyers are going to be a playoff team. How am I delusional?
That's fine.
How am I delusional?
Because the Sixers have more direction.
And the Flyers might go to the second round of the playoffs, depending on who they play.
Because the Sixers have more direction at this moment with Sam Hinkie setting them up for the future than the Flyers do. The Flyers have been trying to sneak into the playoffs and make a run.
He's thinking you're
for
crazy.
The last
Who's crazy?
15 years.
Matt, who's crazy?
The Flyers are finally.
He thinks you're crazy.
You stop.
Okay, go ahead, Matt.
The Flyers are finally starting to get direction at this moment.
They're beating good teams.
Yeah, at this moment. For the past 15 years, they were trying to sneak into the playoffs and make a run.
They've been at 17 playoffs in 19 years. How are you going to tell me that they ain't good?
And how many times?
Yeah,
they've been at 17 playoffs in 19
true.
years. You're
insane.
You're insane.
I didn't say they weren't good.
They've been to two Stanley Cups since 97. They've been to two Stanley Cups since 97, Zach. It doesn't matter, Zach. It's how you get in the playoffs.
Sean, you can't be the 8th seed every year.
Zach.
You can't be the 8th seed every year and try to tell me that's success. That's ridiculous.
Zach, they were one game away from the Stanley Cup in 2004. And we just spoken that if they would have beat the Lightning in Game 7, they probably would have won the Stanley Cup.
Let's take a break.
I'm just telling you.
This is the rundown on A2DRadio.com.
This is crazy.
We're brought to you by the Sports Outlet.
You guys need to relax.
Go to 703 Black Horse Park
Have a
in Glendora,
Pepsi.
New Jersey. Call 856-939-2030.
Or a freaking Coke or something.
Email sportsoutletnj@comcast.net. Visit the website sportsoutletinc.com.
You're listening to the worldwide leader of Real Talk, A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by Romeo's Termite and Pest Control. Family owned and operated, Romeo's only employs the safest, most effective methods to rectify your situation. Whether it's at your house or at your commercial residence, no matter what the concern may be, they'll get the job done. Raccoons, squirrels, bed bugs, termites, you name it, they'll take care of it. Satisfaction guaranteed. Give them a call at 856-341-3927 or look them up on Facebook at Romeo's Pest Control or visit their website at www.romeospestcontrol.com, your local pest control provider. A2DRadio.com is sponsored by Martino Roofing. With more than 15 years of roofing experience, they have all the services that you need, whether it's new construction, tear-offs, replacements, or re-roofs for your residential or commercial business. They'll provide a detailed service in a timely and professional manner. So you can give them a call for a free consultation at 609-792-5103. Send them an email at martinoroofing@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.martinoroofingllc.com. The number again is 609-792-5103. Martino Roofing.
This is Tom Arnone, owner and founder of A2DRadio.com. What if I told you I knew the best caterer in the business? Well, I'm not going to lie to you. It's Obie's Catering. You can contact Obie's Catering at cateringbyobie@yahoo.com or give Chris O'Brien a call at 856-534-8410. From graduations to wedding rehearsals to just if you need food cooked in your house. He'll do it all. He's trying to change the world one dish at a time. That's Obie's Catering. Chris O'Brien, 856-534-8410. Tell him Tommy A from A2DRadio.com sent you, and you'll get 20% off.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
The Rundown, only on A2DRadio.com.
And tensions have simmered down a little bit over that little 3-minute commercial break. We're back under control on the Rundown on A2DRadio.com. As always, brought to you by Romeo's Termite and Pest Control, your local pest control provider. Family-owned and operated business. Call 856-341-3927. Visit romeospestcontrol.com for more information.
Thing
Sean,
just came out that Doug Pearson wants to keep Jason Peters, by the way.
Why would?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he is. Arguably
Well,
the
Doug-
last couple of years, he's arguably the
Sam's and
best
Bradford,
offensive lineman in
Bradford
the league.
spoke to Doug Peterson today and told him that he wants to return to Philadelphia. Doug said that decision is completely on the front office.
Okay.
oh, well, great. That's a perfect segue because I really have a lot of confidence now
Yeah.
knowing that decision
Well,
on Howie
here
Roseman.
comes another debate.
Now I've got so much confidence that decision's on Howie Roseman.
Listen,
Howie Roseman's
guys,
going to go to the local high school facility and find a quarterback
in
there.
my opinion, I think the Sixers are the worst front office right now.
The Sixers.
I don't think I don't see them
You
making
don't
the
trust
playoffs.
Sam Hinkie?
No.
Okay, no, hold on.
Making a playoff win.
Listen, hold on though. Because forget about making the playoffs because that's not what this conversation's
Okay.
about. Because that's the design. Think about what the Sixers are right now. That's the design.
I don't trust Sam.
All right, so
I'm
you-
not even a Sixers fan, and I don't even trust him.
So your thing with the
Okay.
Sixers front office. Let's take winning out of it because if winning was what we were talking about at the moment, Brett Brown wouldn't have just gotten an extension to be the head coach.
Listen,
This is by
the
design.
tanking is real, and for the Sixers, and it's gonna get to a point where Adam Silver's gonna get fed up with it. Be like, come on, Sam, you gotta start winning
yeah,
here.
I think it's clear him bringing Jerry Clamp. That was his point of listen. This is the last year of you
Yeah.
guys pulling this.
Yeah.
I don't think that you're going to tank.
You
If
can't, they can't tank the next couple
you guys
years.
have tried to
Right.
tank
Can't.
now for 3 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And
This
nothing
is the
has
end of it.
happened.
If you don't get Simmons this time, and no, we're not tanking for whoever the next big thing is next
No.
year. No, this is the
Yeah,
end of it.
but my thing is with this, Zach, even if they tank and they're arguably
Listen,
not for nothing, the
and another
NBA need to do the
and another thing,
the lottery
Kevin Durant,
different.
Yeah.
the Sixers have a lot of money. Did Kevin Durant get signed yet to the OKC?
No, but
he is a free agent.
yeah, he's
Listen,
not. He's
the
he's
Sixers
going to go to Washington or to play with
The
Porzingis
Sixers to
before he
make the
comes in here.
playoffs, just in quotation, to make the
Okay.
playoffs, have to sign a franchise player. You're not going to make the playoffs with all these rookies. I'm sorry, you're not.
I agree,
They
but I
gotta
disagree
change the
because
ball thing up.
well,
That is killing us.
and
man.
that's why
Ben
I rank the
Simmons-
Sixers
Ben
the
Simmons.
last
Ben
for
Simmons is a
front office.
flat-out superstar.
Yeah, he's good.
He is a franchise player.
He is.
Magic Johnson came out with the comments of that, and this was just last week. He put it on Twitter. And if Magic doesn't really like fluff anybody's ego,
Yeah.
Magic kind of stays, out of the picture, just likes to be a fan and all that. So for Magic to make comments like this, like it really had to be impressive to Magic.
But
And
it's gonna
he
get
put
to
it
the
on
end
Twitter
of
that
it-
Ben Simmons is the most complete prospect he's seen since LeBron James
Oh,
was coming out of
jeez.
high school.
Oh, jeez.
It's gonna
Yo,
get to
you
the
want to know
point.
something? And I'm reading into this, but LeBron James, he signs 1-year contracts for reasons.
Yeah.
What happens? And you hear what he said last time he played the Sixers, and he heard the fans. He loves our fan base, guys.
Yeah, no,
he
yeah,
loves.
but he's not.
Can
Listen.
you, I'm just saying. Can you?
Listen.
Look, I know I'm dreaming
I
about
would love to
basketball
have
now.
LeBron and Kevin Durant here.
I'm just
Neither
saying.
one
No,
of
no,
them's
I'm
gonna
not saying Kevin Durant. I'm talking about
I think-
LeBron James
listen,
and
yeah.
Simmons. Then you have Nerlens Noel. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen, hold on.
Oh, my
Because
God.
we're gonna get back to Ralph's point here in a minute. This, I don't know if you don't need to go. I would love to go sign a Kevin Durant. The more the merrier. Hell, Kevin Durant, I'd love it.
yeah.
But if
Listen,
you,
they already said the Sixers got the most money in the NBA right now because they got all
but-
these rookies that are signing for
But do you pick-
$85,000 for 3 years.
Right.
But
You know?
do you pick who? You don't just throw that money at anybody. Right?
Yeah, I know.
Because here's the thing. First of all, especially if you draft Simmons, right?
Yeah.
Look at this starting. You're going to have Simmons. You're going to have Nerlens Noel. You're going to have Jahlil Okafor.
Oh, jeez.
And both of them are two legitimate big men. Simmons, I mean, at 6'10", can play the three.
yeah.
And I mean,
And
thing,
Ish Smith is actually
and
ever
now you might actually have a point guard.
ever since they brought him back, they've been winning
Listen,
games.
and we're
I
forgetting that
think-
Saric
Yes.
will be
and
here
he's
next
been
year.
and he's been putting up 20 points a game.
Listen,
Saric
fellas.
will be
and
here.
I
There's
think-
your
Right.
starting five.
I think
Right.
Ish Smith found his team. And
Yes.
I think that's the
Yes, he
Philadelphia
did.
76ers.
He's
Yes,
really
he
looking
did.
good.
Yes,
Yeah.
he
So,
did.
so let's
Yes.
just run that for a minute. If that's what it turns out being next year, Ish Smith, Dario Saric, Ben Simmons, Jahlil Okafor, and Nerlens Noel, forget about going to sign anybody. I mean, I've got 5 young studs
Yes.
that
That's-
are ready
that-
to
that's
compete
gonna be
here.
a playoff
In
team.
the
If
Eastern
LeBron-
Conference,
They're gonna be a playoff
that's
team.
a playoff
Yeah,
team.
I
Listen,
understand. I
if
got it.
if LeBron does opt out, which he's gonna do with the Cavs this year,
Yeah.
he is.
His
He's
whole
already
thing-
on the
Can
1
you-
year
yo,
deal.
Yeah, but
Oh,
no. Well,
jeez.
can you get him? No, but here's
Listen,
why. Because here's
But you
LeBron's
never,
whole
but
thing.
you never know.
Do you know who's his favorite player of all time? You don't want to. He
Yo,
was number 6.
But for,
he
for
was
the,
number 6
but
because
listen,
of who?
Listen, but for the hell of it, throw him
Yeah,
money.
he loves
You never
Dr.
know.
J.
Well, of
You never
course you're
know
gonna
for
throw
the
him
hell of
Dr.
money.
J.
Everybody's
LeBron
gonna
was
throw
number
money.
6 with the Heat because of Dr.
Everybody's
J.
gonna throw money.
You ever see Dr. J documentary?
Yeah.
LeBron James came out and he admired Dr. J. Who was Dr. J?
You
he was
guys-
a Philadelphia
you
76ers.
guys are both. You guys are both.
We're fantasizing.
Exactly. You're
I
dreaming.
know. I'm
This-
dreaming. I know.
Because here's what it comes down to. The whole reason LeBron's doing the 1 year thing at this point, he's and this was talked about last year with all the analysts within the game. The salary cap in the NBA is going up to an absurd amount of money starting this upcoming offseason.
Yeah.
Right.
LeBron
He's
has
waiting
wanted
for
to
that.
get it to that because now he can sign a
We have
contract
the money.
for $30 million a
And
year.
the Sixers
Yeah,
have
but
the
Cleveland's
money.
not going to let him
I
leave.
I
Yeah.
know, and
You know
that's his
what I'm
home.
saying?
I know, but
Cleveland
but
didn't want him
he
leaving to
might,
begin with.
but you never know.
LeBron's a
he might
coach
say, you
killer.
know what, this
You hear
team
that?
over here.
LeBron is the
but
coach
he
of
might
that
say,
team.
he might
Listen,
say, I
and
love
I gotta
this-
get into that real
Yo,
quick.
he said he loves our city, our fan
I
base.
know,
yeah,
I
but not
know.
more than Cleveland. And he's already made
and
that
that's
clear.
his home. I know that, but that's his home.
Yeah.
But you never know. He might be like, I want to retire. He might say, I might want to retire.
You never know.
Like
Ed
Dr.
Snyder might
J and
also-
be up in the rafters with Dr. J.
You never know.
I'm
Ed
just
Snyder
saying.
might also
I
lead the
know.
Flyers to a Stanley Cup, but it's not going to happen
I know.
either.
Oh,
Ralph, back to
Jesus.
you.
I mean,
I win. Yes, I always get the
Oh,
last word,
boy.
Sean.
I
You
got a
did.
deal topic
You
with
got
the
the last
LeBron
word.
James. Whoever said that he's a coach killer is absolutely right.
Yeah,
LeBron
I mean-
James runs that organization. Listen, if you have a 30-11 coach that just made the finals
But
last year, do you let him go? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I do because I think David Blatt's an idiot. In all honesty, I think they've underachieved. Hold on, let me
I don't know
let me
that.
ask you something. Let me just run this.
I don't know,
LeBron's the best player on the planet.
No, without a
forget
doubt.
about forget
Without a
about
doubt.
U.S. on the planet.
Without a doubt.
Kyrie Irving's a hell of a superstar.
He is.
Kevin Love's a flat-out superstar.
Yes.
Tristan Thompson, he's a superstar. You put him
Yes.
on the Sixers, he's
Yes.
a superstar.
Yes.
You give me those 4, and you're telling
Yeah.
me you're getting beat by the Warriors by 34?
No way.
Unacceptable.
No way. No
That's
way.
on David Blatt.
No way. And
That's
not for
on
nothing.
David Blatt.
Not for nothing, guys. But LeBron James took
Yeah.
the Cavaliers to Game 6 last year. If Kevin Love played and Kyrie Irving played, it's over.
Yeah.
They win. The Cleveland wins their first
Well,
championship. They win.
Yeah,
it's over.
Possibly, yeah.
I
mean,
think
it's
Golden
a lot more of a
State.
series.
I think Golden State's an overrated team. I
well,
really
Oh,
do
let's
think
not
they
get.
are.
I do.
Let's not get crazy there.
I am.
You
What's
can't
their
be
record?
challenging.
How many games
yeah,
they
they've
lose
lost
this year?
4 games.
Four
You
games,
can't
right.
be challenging. Dude, they're
No
on pace,
way.
Ralph. They're on pace to break the Bulls' 72-10 mark.
Yes.
The greatest record in NBA history
Yes,
from
yes,
'95.
right.
They're not over it.
It's
You
all
can't-
about.
over.
You can't
Once,
say that.
listen. Once
No.
playoff starts, it's a whole new
Hey,
season,
hey,
boys.
They're the defending champions.
Hey, listen. I got something to comment.
Y'all are both getting on my
Listen,
nerves
I got
today.
something to comment.
Both of y'all.
I got something to comment. What you just said, though. Okay.
Yeah, go
About what you just said about the Warriors and how they're overrated. And I'm going to admit this. I was 100% wrong about the Carolina Panthers. Okay. Same thing. I thought they were overrated. That team is unbelievable. They are going to win the Super Bowl, fellas. That defense
They're just
is
unreal.
That defense is unbelievable.
Forget about the defense.
Did you just see how they just manhandled Arizona. I couldn't believe what I was saying.
Because all the way around, I mean, that's just a complete football team. Do you see Ted Ginn?
Oh, my
you see
God.
Cam Newton make Ted Ginn look
Oh,
like he's
my
back at Ohio
God.
State
Oh,
again?
my God, I
Ted Ginn
know.
hasn't looked this good since he was wearing a Buckeye silver helmet.
How about Kirk Coleman, guys?
Kirk Coleman stunk so bad he couldn't even
my
make it
God.
here. And he leads the league in interceptions.
Oh, my God. I couldn't believe that when he had about that interception in the end zone when he jumped up.
Is anybody starting?
Oh,
Is
my
anybody
God.
starting to buy? Like I said, I never once, ever once was considering, ever once hiring Mike Shula as my head coach. But is anybody now getting along with my? It's like, listen, the guy can coach football on the offensive side.
Yeah.
The fact that we're sitting here trying to, the fact that the guy wasn't getting any type of interview was ridiculous. The
Right.
guy can coach football.
Right.
I didn't want him as my head coach either. I was just trying to make a point at that time. But if people starting to buy into that a little bit, he makes that offense go. He's put a system around Cam Newton that makes Cam Newton Superman. Cam Newton is the best. Cam Newton is unlike any player we've ever seen in the history of football, and that's because of the
come
system
on.
they put
Let's
around.
not get. Let's come on.
Dude, have you seen?
He's
Have
good.
we had somebody at
I'm-
6'6",
He's
260
good. He's
that
very
plays the
good.
quarterback position
He's
like
very
that?
Listen,
good.
if I'm a
You can't
defensive,
say
if I'm a
that. He's
defensive
very
player,
good.
I'm not saying
He's
the,
very
no, I didn't
good.
say he was the best. I said he's unlike any player we've ever seen at that position.
Well, I know
I don't
he's
think
taller,
that's wrong.
he's taller.
He's 6'6". He's 260 pounds. He can run like a deer. You saw him outrun people.
I got that.
He's
I got
running
that.
faster than Patrick, and he can make any throw. I mean, this guy, we've seen guys that are close. We've seen Randall Cunningham types. That mold that he comes
Michael
from.
Vick that couldn't read a defense,
Yeah,
but he had all that talent.
But Cam Newton can read a defense.
I got that.
You
but
see what I'm saying? Like, we've seen the molds that he's come from, but is he the best of that mold that we've seen?
I don't think
the
so.
Randall
I don't-
Cunningham.
we have to
so
see
what's
more
the
of
better
him. We have to
mold?
see more of him.
So,
I have to see
give
more
me. Steve Young comes. Steve Young might be the only mold. I don't. But I still
But
think
Michael
he's.
Vick put up a lot of records. Remember that, fellas.
Michael Vick, come
he
on,
was
dude.
the first. I'm telling you.
Can't Michael
He
Vick
did.
never threw 4,000 yards in a season? He never.
Zach.
Cam Newton's doing Cam
Well,
Newton's
we have to
throwing
see.
the ball.
We have to see more of him. We have to see more.
Do we?
He just became very good last year. What were they? He made the playoffs.
Dude, his
What
rookie
was the
year.
record?
7-9.
Dude, his
7-9 last year.
Dude, are
He
you
did well.
forgetting what his rookie year was? He threw for over 4,000 yards,
Zach,
ran
but
for
I
more
have
than
to
10
see more of him.
touchdowns.
He's very good. I'm not. Listen,
You're over here comparing him to Michael Vick. Michael Vick has
Listen,
not had one
I'm
year in a
not-
decade in the
and Michael
NFL
Vick
that's
was
ever
smart.
touched a year that Cam Newton has
Michael
had.
Vick was 5'10"?
Michael Vick was 6 foot at the most.
Listen,
but
listen,
you just compared him to
listen.
Michael Vick, and he hasn't had a year.
Michael
saying,
Vick,
he has- and he
did
has
change the
arm
game
on.
though.
He has a
Michael Vick
laser.
changed the game though.
That's what
Michael
I'm saying.
Vick
That's my
changed the
argument.
game.
He changed the
That's
game.
fine,
Yes,
but-
he did.
yeah,
That's
and-
what I was trying to say.
exactly.
bro.
Listen,
Thank
there
you.
was no
Yes, he did.
there was no
Right.
rushing quarterback until Michael Vick. It was always a
No, that's
pocket
bullcrap.
passer.
That's bullcrap because Randall Cunningham became the first of that clone in Philadelphia.
Dude, but I'm saying that Michael Vick really changed the game. Really changed the NFL game.
I don't.
I had,
Yes, he
I
did.
had
No,
to
I
see.
think that's
I had to
that's
see
severely
more.
overrated.
Listen, I had to see
That's-
more.
yeah,
I,
Michael Vick changed
I
the
had
What
to
did he
see
change?
more Cam.
Hold
I
on.
had to see more.
What
Cam.
did he change?
He changed everything. The
What did
way
he change?
Dude, he has a laser arm too.
Good for him.
He could throw a ball
Cam
70
Newton.
yards.
So
and
so
throw
can
it.
Cam
No doubt.
Newton.
I had to see more Cam. You got to give me some more time.
You just sat here and
I
tried
have-
to compare him to Michael
I
Vick.
have to see him.
Michael Vick has never had a year
No,
that's
well,
anywhere
Michael
near
Vick
what
is
Cam
not a
Newton's done.
smart quarterback and couldn't read a defense. That's Michael Vick's downfall. He could never pick up a blitz. Michael
So why
Vick,
is he? So why are you comparing him?
I'm saying athletic talent, Zach. The guy has the
Yeah,
The guy beat
right.
LaShawn McCoy
Okay,
in a race
right.
by 5 yards
so
in
to
a
your
race,
point,
Zach.
So does that make me right? So to your point,
I'm-
hold
I
on,
had
hold
to
on,
see more
hold
of this
on.
guy. Okay, go
So
ahead.
to your point, so Michael Vick at 6 foot 215, he's built like that athlete, built like a sprinter, right? He can run like that, he can throw like that. So now you take, but Michael Vick at 6 foot 215, he should be quick, agile. That's his game. But when he came out, we were like, oh, look at this kid, right?
Right.
Now you
He was
take
first
now,
overall draft pick
now-
like Cam
now,
Newton.
now,
Stud.
now you take all of that and you put it in a man who's 6'6", 260 pounds,
I
and
understand.
can still do all of that.
I know what you're saying, Zach, but I have to see more of him.
What else
This
is there left?
This has been really an unbelievable year. Listen. I thought I was with Ralph. I thought that Carolina was.
Gotta see more of him.
I thought Carolina was completely overrated, and I'm going to admit.
Yeah.
Sean
Gotta see
Watson.
more of
Sean
him.
Watson's going to admit he was completely wrong about the
Okay.
Panthers. I'm going to admit it. I admit when I'm wrong. I'm
So-
wrong about it.
So for you, the Sixers are the worst front
Worst.
office.
Worst front office in Philly.
I cannot believe the idiotic conversation we're
Third
having
right
today.
now will be the Phillies. I don't think the Phillies have 3 to 4 years before they really start making some noise back in the
Really?
MLB. I think so. I mean, our triple
All
A
right,
and our double
so-
A, they're good.
So now let me ask you that though, because you're still losing. You're still looking at things from a winning perspective.
Mm-hmm.
What's the question here? What's the question that we've been asking? Twitter poll question that's out there on Twitter. Which front office do you trust the most? Which
Yeah,
do you
what-
trust?
I'm tru-
Who
I don't
ranking
trust-
of front office? You don't trust Clentak.
I don't know.
What, you don't know enough about him yet.
No, I don't know enough about
Okay,
him.
that's fair enough.
Until
but
this year plays out, that's when I'll start getting
I still
my
don't-
ideas ready.
See, I'll still take a guy. this one's I don't. The Sixers being fourth and the Phillies being third to you. I'll still take either one of those over what I've got currently with the Eagles or what I've got currently with the Flyers because. Well,
I mean, hold on. I mixed it up. The Eagles are third. My bad.
You've got the Eagles
Yeah,
third.
the Eagles third. The Phillies are second.
Okay.
And the Flyers are first.
You two are killing me. Are you guys trying to get me to pull my hair
Listen.
out? Was this a tag team effort?
Listen.
We've got
listen,
the Flyers.
Listen.
The Flyers have been. Hold on. If you
17 playoff appearances, 19 years, Zach.
Matt will tell you I'm right here because
Two
Matt,
Stanley
because
Cup
Matt knows
finals.
Because Matt knows what I'm talking about here. Matt, around the NHL, when you go around all the NHL franchises and talk to all the executives in the front offices, okay, how much respect is there really? In all honesty, you know this probably better than anybody else in this table. The Flyers at times have been a laughingstock around the NHL as far as how other executives and other front offices view what Ed Snyder and what his teams have done. They sit there and say, it's just now they're finally starting to get respect because they've done nothing but try to go Broad Street bully since the 70s. Even when they were making playoff bursts, Ed Snyder was still trying. Matt, am I wrong? Were the Flyers not trying to build?
Zach, they have
Broad
more
Street?
playoff appearances than any other
Sean,
Philadelphia team
you've
in the
said
last
that 10
19
million
years.
times.
It's the
You've
truth.
said that 10
'Cause
million
it's
I
the
did,
truth,
because I'm
dude.
trying to get through your head, Zach.
17 playoff appearances, 19
That's
years.
unbelievable.
That's more than the Eagles, the Sixers, and the Phillies
combined. That's
combined.
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 Anything.
Thank you.
Matt.
Thank you.
Both of you stop because I was asking Matt. Has Ed Snyder not been
9
somebody,
wins for the Sixers,
has Ed
buddy,
Snyder
this
not
year.
been somebody that
Terrible.
was getting when other executives around the league. I'm not talking about back when he was winning Stanley. I'm talking about 2005-ish up until when he just hired Hextall. Was it not getting to a point, circa 2012, 2015, before he brought in Hextall, where executives around the league were sitting there laughing at Ed Snyder and just how far behind the curve he was compared to the rest of the league?
Go ahead, Matt.
To be honest with you, he was behind the curve, and I'm not saying he wasn't. But was he the laughingstock of the NHL? There were actually organizations who were worse off than the
100%.
There was organizations worse off than the Flyers.
And I'll give you one.
But that proves
The
my point.
Arizona Coyotes are the
Great.
laughing stock of
They
the
shouldn't even be a
NHL.
Here you go.
franchise.
Here you
Hold
go.
on.
Thank you.
Hold on.
2004,
No.
Eastern Conference Final.
I'm not letting either one of you get away with
2008,
this.
Eastern Conference Final. 2010, Eastern Conference
I'm
Final.
not letting either one of you get away with this.
1997, Stanley
You
Cup Final.
just seriously
I mean, come
no, hold
on, guys.
No,
Come
you just
on, wake
Matt,
up. It's
Matt,
been a two.
This should
it's
make
been
you want
a
to
4
beat.
conference finals
This
in,
should make you
in
want to
19 seasons.
This should make you
What
want
are
to
we talking
punch
about?
a hole through that window. He just
What are you-
compared
what are
your
we talking
Flyers
about?
to the Coyotes. Yeah, nobody wants to be the Coyotes. The point is, I want to be the Blackhawks.
Flyers are going to be
I
the
want
only-
to be the Penguins.
The Flyers are
I
going
want
to be the only
team.
The
that's
Flyers
a
are going to be the only
predominant
team in
Stanley
Philadelphia
Cup
that
contender.
go to the playoffs
And we're
this
not.
year.
We're
They're
not a
going to
Stanley
the
Cup
playoffs.
contender.
Next
Ever.
couple years they are. Next couple years. Yes, they will be.
Maybe
Zach?
for the next couple years.
Zach,
they
they
haven't
will
been
be.
for the last
Yes, they
20.
will.
Listen,
What do you
I
mean the
enjoy
next
watching.
20? They've been on cup
Listen,
6 years ago, Zach.
That was not legitimate. You were
Oh
an
my
8 seed that
God,
got lucky and
they-
made a run, Sean.
Zach, they still
The last
went.
time they were
still went to
legitimate
the
was
promised
04.
land, Zach. Hot goaltender. Well, they didn't have. I can't say I had a
All
hot
right,
goaltender.
all right,
They had
all
a
right,
third-string goaltender, Michael Layton.
Jesus.
Back then, our team was a little bit structurally than it was now because our defense is bad. But point is,
Our defense has always been bad, Matty.
But here's the thing, though. With the way that team was already getting set up by 2007 because of the fact that we did so bad in 07. A lot of the old guys who we had originally, like Leclerc and stuff, were leaving. And they got hurt. Others like Primo got injured, and they were done.
And not for nothing, I agree with what you're saying. But in 2007, when we were the worst team, we lost a coin flip. And we had to go number 2. And we got James Van Riemsdyk, okay? Patrick Kane, we should have got him, and we would have won the Stanley Cup because he beat us in Game 6 in overtime in the Stanley Cup Finals. I was at the game.
There should never.
So, I'm
there
just
should never-
saying,
no, but
We have a black cloud over our
to-
freaking city right now,
to
fellas.
Matt, no, I don't. You can say whatever you want. You
Okay.
made your point. You can say Matt proved my point more than he proved your point. He said there was teams that were worse off in the NHL than the Flyers. Yeah, the point is what the Flyers should be as far as where they should rank in NHL history. The Flyers should be up there with teams like the Bruins, with teams like the Blackhawks, with
And they
teams like the
are,
Red
though.
Wings. No, not as far as how they are viewed. As far hold on. As
Okay,
far as
I know-
the-
I know what
Playoffs
you're
is a
getting.
new
I know what
season.
you're getting.
Playoffs is a new
Hold
season,
on.
Zach.
As far as the respect,
The
that they
respect
had-
he's saying. The Flyers don't have that respect
They should
yet.
be viewed with respect around like the Red Wings. You mentioned the Red Wings as an organization. They are viewed with ultimate respect. The Flyers are not viewed with, and they should be. The fact that we even say, well, what? Do you, at least we're not the Coyotes. Yeah, that's like saying as an Eagles fan, well, at least we're not the Lions. Yeah, but who wants to be the Lions? We're not. What's that to do with this? What do the Coyotes have to do with? The Flyers should be based on what they are, based on how passionate this fan base is, based on how great of a hockey city this is. This should be a team that's like the Blackhawks, right there in the Stanley Cup picture every year, and they're not.
You want to know why the Blackhawks blew for years, Zach? Jonathan Taves, number 1 overall draft pick. Patrick Kane, number 1 overall draft pick.
Same with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Duncan Keith, a first-round draft pick. I mean, come
Look
on,
at the Penguins,
fellas, open
dude.
your
The-
eyes
yo,
up.
the
They
the
blew for
Penguins-
years. When they had Tony Amani, they blew for years. And all of a sudden, they're being terrible.
so you'd rather
and
just be an eight seed?
for 12
So tell me
years,
this.
and they became
So tell me
good.
this.
I
So
guess
it's a-
so if you're
so
banned
it's
for
a-
12
so
years.
it's a good business strategy
They
to be
blew for
it's a good-
years. They
it's-
suck
It's a
dick.
good. It's a good business strategy to sit here and be an 8 seed for 20 plus years. That's not a good business strategy. You're in the middle of the road for the last 20 years. You haven't been anything more than middle of the road since Eric Lindros was here. And that's the
Eric
bottom
Lindros.
line. In
Hell,
04.
middle of the road.
In 04.
They've been better than middle of the road, Zach.
How? They were an 8 seed when we went
Zach,
to the
they
Stanley
went
Cup.
to
That's
4
middle
conference
of the road.
championships recently, Zach.
Not as
They've
anything
been
more
to
than a
4 of them.
Have they ever been in the top half? Have they ever been in the...
Yes. A lot.
They've been in
Zach.
the top half of the division.
Zach, the
They've never
Washington
been-
Capitals, they won the President's Trophy 2 times in the last 5 years, and they've been one and done. They've been out of the playoffs, Zach.
Hey!
They've been winning the President's Trophy.
You
President's
can,
Trophy don't mean
you can be
jack
a 6
crap.
seed every year. Just
President's
because you
Trophy
make a
doesn't
run,
get- President's
you can
Trophy
be a
doesn't
6
get
seed
you the
every year.
Stanley Cup,
Just
Zach.
because
But
you make a
listen,
run.
listen. With
I
the
want
Flyers,
the cup, Zach.
the
the
Flyers,
cup.
the
Not
Flyers.
you, not the President's
I can't
Trophy.
freaking talk.
Go ahead.
You're
Go ahead,
proving
Ralph.
my point. You won a
No,
cup
I'm-
in 35 years. You
I'm
had
not
one.
proving
Oh,
your point.
man.
You're telling me you got to be the best team in
You're
the
trying
regular
to
Yo,
say
season?
Matty, thank God the
You're
show
telling
was
me you
going on
gotta-
at 5:15.
You're telling me you got to be the best
Can we
team in
make
the
it to
regular
5
season.
o'clock
You can't
so I
be-
can get out of here?
No, let's
Sean,
go.
you're
5:15
talking
is
about
good.
one
I
of
like
the-
5:15.
Sean, you're talking about wanting a Stanley Cup, yet you're sitting here and defending the guy that's done nothing
Oh, you
but
guys
put you in
are-
the middle
yo,
of the road
yo,
for 20
they've
years.
been beating good teams, beating good
over
organizations.
the last 2 months.
Zach, they're going to make the playoffs this year, regardless of what you think.
what's it have to
and
do
if
with
you
the
make
last
the
15
playoffs,
years?
anything can happen. We don't know, Zach.
Would you stop with
I'm
that?
just telling you the truth, bro.
Who cares?
High
Who cares?
goaltenders.
Who cares if you can do anything in the playoffs if you're an 8 seed? Who cares? Who wants to be an 8 seed? Sean, you want to be an 8 seed? I don't want to be an 8
If
seed.
I'm going to go to Stanley Cup Finals like the Los Angeles Kings, yeah, I
You're
do.
delusional. You do not
Yeah,
want to be an
like
8
I
seed.
do.
You don't want to be
Yeah,
an
I
8
do.
seed.
If I'm
No,
going
you
if I'm
don't.
going to beat the best, yes, I do.
No, you don't.
The Los Angeles Kings just did that 3 years ago, Zach.
This is the
They
rundown
hoisted the Stanley Cup.
on A2DRadio.com. We got to take a break. We're brought to you by Martino Roofing. More than 15 years of roofing experience, proudly serving Sewell, New Jersey, as well as Pennsylvania, Delaware, and the South Jersey area. Call 609-792-5103. Mail Martino
Jeez.
Roofing at Comcast.net.
Man, oh, man.
Visit their website, MartinoRoofingLLC.com.
You're listening to the worldwide leader of real talk, A2DRadio.com. This is Tom Arnone, owner and operator of A2DRadio.com and host of Agree to Disagree. If I want to go check out a ball game, there's no better place than the Philly Sports Bar located at 31 South Black Horse Pike in Runnymede, New Jersey. With over 40 plasma and HD TVs, a brick oven, a 2-story deck, the sports bar has surpassed everyone's expectations. From the one-of-a-kind sports memorabilia to life-size sports figures, the bar stays true to its name. The Philly Sports Bar will provide quality service along with outstanding variety of the finest liquors and well-known beers in a family-friendly environment while remaining true to what they are, the best darn sports bar. That's the Philly Sports Bar, located in Runnymede, New Jersey.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey guys, Rob Povia here from Fantasy Dominance Now and the Hockey Happy Hour with a quick question. Are you in need of a professional home improvement? Then contact Harry's Contracting, 609-638-6336. That's 609-638-6336. No job too big, no job too small. The owner, Harry Ernst, is a fully licensed general contractor. Tile work, bathroom and kitchen remodeling, and just about everything else. No matter what you need, Harry will leave your home looking as beautiful as ever. Harry's Contracting offers free estimates, and if you mention A2D Radio during the estimate, Harry will give you 15% off the quote. Give him the job, tack on another 5% for a total of 20% savings off his already insane low prices. So contact Harry's Contracting today, 609-638-6336, or email Harry's Contracting Improvements at gmail.com. Harry's Contracting, insane home improvements.
You're listening to The Rundown, only on A2DRadio.com.
This is the rundown on A2DRadio.com. We're talking about the Philadelphia front offices. I'm confused about our arguments. I think we're arguing the same thing, yet I guess we're not being able to come to the
This has
same
been a
conclusion
freaking
here.
crazy day.
I love it.
You're
I think,
trying
I
to
think
tell
it's
me-
been the best show yet.
Sean, you're agreeing with me that you would rather be the top team in the entire Flyers division than being
We're still on the
course.
subject.
Of course, I want to be the best team.
Okay,
I want to be
thank
the
you.
old
Okay,
Detroit
thank
Red
you.
Wings.
Thank
I
you.
want to be the
Thank
old
you. So stop for
Colorado
1 minute.
Avalanche.
So stop
Of
for 1 minute.
course,
So
Zach.
thank you.
Who
So
doesn't want to be that?
Okay, so thank you. So that's what I've been trying to say. For 20 minutes now, we've been arguing. That's been my point. We have not been that team. The Flyers organization has not been that team since Lindros, since LeClaire, since the Legion of Doom was here. They've not been that team. You talk about the Stanley Cup final runs they made in 2010 when they were a 7 seed. That doesn't excuse them from the fact that they were only good enough to be a 7 seed. You see what I'm saying? Because they've not been building up until I agree with you now. Hextall's got here, and now they're creating a direction.
Great
but up
direction.
until Hextall got here, all they kept trying to do every year was sneak into the playoffs in a 6, 7, or 8 seed, and then hope that they got hot at the right time and made a run through. And I don't care what you say, what he's. That's not good business. It doesn't matter what.
It was
sport
almost
you're
like
in.
the
That's not a good
They're
business
a
model.
young
You know the-
team
you
right
know-
now.
you know who
the
the
Flyers
Fly-
are a
with
young
that.
team.
Listen.
And I know,
Oh,
listen, as
my
a fan and a
Lord.
realist, listen,
Okay,
Zach,
with
my
that.
as a
Lord.
fan and a realist, okay,
Yes.
we are all not expecting the Flyers
Ralph's
to
gonna
hoist
jump
the
across and
Stanley
punch us
Cup
both
this
in the
year.
face.
But and then listen, they're a young team.
You
They're
know what
rebuilding.
you know what the
Can we
Flyers
take
used
this year out of
you
it,
know
though?
the Flyers used to be? The Flyers were that Sixers team that were that 8-7 team
Right.
and knocked out a first round every time.
I understand, but I'm just saying, far as progress, they have been more than half.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Decent.
We know that.
They've been way
Okay.
more than half
But
decent.
this is what I'm trying to argue. You're looking at all the progress they've made since Ron Hextall got there.
Yeah.
And you're trying to tell me, like, I'm with you. He's giving them direction. Sam Hinkie's giving the Sixers direction. Matt Klentak's
by
currently-
tanking.
They still. We just sat here 10 minutes ago and made a conversation about how they could be a top team in the
They
Eastern Conference
could.
as early as next year.
They very much could.
Okay,
And I agree.
so you
and
see
by
my point here.
tanking, though.
By
draft pick.
So this is where we disagree. Well, Ralph, you ranked yours, so I'm about to rank my
Okay,
front
go
office. So
ahead.
this is what we're getting at
Go
here.
ahead.
See, this is where we're disagreeing at because you just put the Flyers front office at the top front office based on the progress
Yes.
they've made since Ron Hextall got there.
Opinion.
And I'm agreeing with
Right.
he's given them direction. But not any more direction than Sam Hinkie's given the Sixers. Not any more direction than Matt Klentak's currently
the
giving the
Sixers
Phillies.
are going to be the worst team in Philadelphia.
By
wait, how
design.
many games? 6 wins or 9 wins? How many games?
By
how many-
design.
Are they going to
Six
win
or
this year?
seven.
The Flyers.
design.
The
Winning-
Flyers are going to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
Zach.
by
They're going to be
design.
the only right. They're
If
going to
the
be the only
Sixers-
team in Philadelphia that made the playoffs, and we're all going to be sitting there watching. Oh my God, we got some playoff games
Dude,
coming up,
3
fellas. We're going to be tailgating
Sean,
out there in 70-degree weather.
do you hear what you're
come,
saying?
Come freaking
Hold on.
April.
Hear
I'm
what
just
you're
telling
saying?
you.
No, and I'm just telling you. You're saying what Ralph just said 2 minutes ago. So just because they're the only team in Philadelphia that make the playoffs does not mean anything.
They made the
Si-
playoffs
that's-
17 in the last 19
Sean,
years. They have
irrelevant.
progress.
Great. Yes, we're talking about this current front office, and they've had progress under this current front office. So as far as I'm concerned, 17 out of the last 9 is irrelevant because Ron Hextall's not been here for all 19 of those years. So lose that. It's irrelevant. We're talking about this current front office
Okay.
and comparing it to other front offices
when we were
around.
talking about Ron Hextall, what you're talking about, Ron Hextall built the Stanley Cup team. Well, actually, 2 Stanley
Yeah,
Cup teams
listen,
for
I-
Los Angeles Kings.
Matty
We
will tell
have
you-
him now.
Matty will
he
tell you, I
he
love
builds
the
the
Ron Hextall
structure.
when he
I
came
love
here.
it. I love it.
I think Ron Hextall's phenomenal.
Yes.
But what you're missing, and the point you're missing here, and the point I think Ralph's missing is he's not giving the Flyers any more direction than what's currently going on with Hinkie and the Sixers or with Klentak and the Phillies. They're just doing it differently.
But they're not rebuilding. The Flyers are not tanking seasons like the 76ers
The Sixers
are.
had
Zach.
to. Hold on. You're missing what I just said 2 minutes ago. Ralph, remember what you said, right? The Sixers, for that 5-year stretch there with Iguodala, were 6, 7,
Yeah,
8
6, 7,
seed.
8
They
seed
snuck
and-
in.
yeah.
You know, and then they
First round
and
out of
then, And then the
playoffs.
one year they upset the Bulls.
No, they weren't
right?
first
Only-
round.
the
They
only-
were not. They were
the
not the
only
first.
reason
went to
why
the-
they upset the
went
Bulls
to
because
second-
Derrick Rose got it.
You're
But
right.
then they
You're
almost
right.
upset
You're
the
right.
Heat the one
Yes.
year, right?
Yeah.
With LeBron. They almost upset. See,
Yes,
this is my
yes,
point, Sean.
yes, yes.
Now you see what I'm
and
getting
they lost.
at.
And they lost to the Celtics in
Game
7.
seven.
In Game 7.
What
yeah.
you're trying
TD Garden.
What you're trying to say, as far as your argument for why that makes the Flyers, that doesn't make the Flyers anything. That just means they've been middle of the road. The Sixers finally said, we're tired of being middle of the road. We don't want to be a 6, 7, and 8 seed anymore. Even if it means we've got to go a few years without making the playoffs, we want more than a 6, 7, or 8 seed. We want to be a top team in this conference.
We wanna be
and they're
respected.
going.
We
and-
want to
and
win
they
an
have an
NBA
argument.
championship.
Okay, and you know what? They have structure going. You just made your argument if they go out and they get Simmons. If they get Simmons, he's going to be,
Now all of a sudden-
Magic Johnson said that he
Right?
is going to be the
And if
best.
we get Simmons-
he's going to be the Simmons is going to be the
in
best.
his eyes, he's the top prospect since LeBron came
exactly,
out.
since LeBron James.
And
that's
that's
huge.
all the way around.
And
You're
that's
talking
huge.
about a kid who's 6'10",
And if we go
who can
shopping,
pass it,
and the
he can
Sixers have a
score
lot
it.
of money, if the Sixers go shopping,
Right.
okay, and we get a couple free agents,
So
one or
Sam
two more free
Hinkie
agents,
goes from 3rd or 4th all the way
Right.
up to 1st, right?
that could very
Well,
much happen.
see,
That
well,
could very much
Well,
happen.
now you see how I'm looking at things? This is how I'm looking at I want to look at the big picture with this argument. Just because the Sixers stink at the moment doesn't mean that I'm thinking any less. I love what Sam Hinkie's done with the Sixers. Some people are, there's a Hinkie, the guy's an idiot, whatever. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The guy's positioned the Sixers to have the brightest future that they've had since you had Allen here and Larry
So
Brown was
are you
here.
saying your bottom line? Are you saying Sixers number 1?
I don't know if they're number 1, but they're number 2 at the lowest.
Okay.
They might be, arguably they could be number 1. I'm going to run through my rankings here. It's kind of 180 for me. I trusted the Eagles so much in their front office. At least the front office. Take everything else out of it. I at least trusted Jeffrey Lurie to bring in the right people and all that
And he
3-4
did.
years ago.
He did.
Right.
Now I've completely 180'd. It's going where if you would have asked me this question at the end of last year, the Sixers are in the Eagles, are in the top 2. To now, I can't do anything except I don't trust Jeffrey Lurie enough at this moment, especially with his puppet in there and Howie Roseman. How can you trust Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie at this point? For me, they've got to be 4. They're 4 for me.
It's sad.
And that
man.
has nothing to do.
It makes my stomach crawl. man.
Because and we addressed this, right? This Peterson hire could end up being phenomenal, right? We could end up winning a Super Bowl.
It could.
Who knows what the
Who
hell
knows?
could happen?
We don't know.
But
We
when
have
you
no
look at
idea.
this front office, the fact that Hinkie has 9 lives, I mean, not Hinkie, I'm combining front offices now. The fact that Roseman has 9 lives under Jeffrey Lurie, you know what I mean?
He should have been canned a long time ago.
There's things in there that just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense with how that front office is run. So it concerns me.
Are they going to go after a top personnel guy that they were talking about?
No.
They're not going to do that.
See, and we had that conversation last week where he's going after a top personnel guy. Have we heard anything over the last 7 days, even remotely talking about they're kicking around this name?
Right.
We heard Ron Jaworski getting kicked around as a name. You would think if there was any type of life to that,
the Eagles
we'd hear it. And if it wasn't any life,
the
we'd hear
Eagles have pissed me off so much to the point where you fired Chip Kelly 6 days ahead of everybody.
And then just dragged,
I know, I got that.
your
and
feet in
you
the mud.
waited
I got
3
that.
weeks to hire Doug Peterson.
right.
6 years ago, he's coaching high school
And
football
suppose-
down
right.
south. Where
Oh,
was
I
it?
know.
Georgia.
I
Some
mentioned that.
irrelevant
I
down
mentioned that.
south, right?
I mentioned that.
Right?
I know.
Yeah.
You bring
Wow.
Howie back, okay?
Yeah.
He drafts Marcus Smith, hasn't even touched the field. I think I've touched more of the football field in Pee Wee than freaking Marcus Smith has in the NFL.
Well, see, yeah, pretty much.
I mean, the Eagles' front office is a laughingstock.
but
You have a GM that has nothing to do with football. He's Brown University
I know.
that deals with numbers. He's an
I
accounting
agree.
association.
I
with the
agree.
Fordham or wherever he
I
went to.
agree,
But see,
Ralph.
now for me,
100%.
the Flyers at this moment,
They're 3 to you. Come on, they're not. They're not the.
I was about to put them third, but
Yeah, they are 3rd. Come on,
I'm.
they're 2. Put them 2. Put them 2 and make me happy,
I-
Zach.
I like-
Put them 2 and make me happy.
I like Hextall, and he would be my thing. In all honesty, I like what Klentak's doing in Philadelphia more. I actually think Klentak.
Who, with the Phillies?
Yeah, I think Klentak with the Phillies could turn this thing around super quick. I mean, you look at the trade he made with Houston. The player to be named later is Mark Apple, who, when coming out of Stanford, was supposed to be the #1 overall pick in the entire draft as a pitcher. Ends up getting drafted by an organization he didn't want to go to, so he says, "The hell with going there. I'm going back to school for another year." Then comes out and ends up being the 8th overall pick or whatever. Obviously, the kid's got talent. That's a legit. Ruben didn't make that move. Ruben wasn't getting a player to be named later that at one point was the #1 overall pick in the draft. I think Klentak could turn this thing around in a hurry, but it's also unfair based on my own principles of arguments to put the Phillies at this moment ahead of the Flyers just because
They have a very good farm
Hextall-
system. Well, they both do, but
Well,
I agree
what's
with
my
you. The
argument, Neil?
Phillies have a very good farm system.
It's,
yeah.
there's
AAA.
direction,
They
but
do.
Hextall's at
The
least
Phillies
built.
always had a good farm system, except for those 2 years, those
yeah.
2 iffy years.
Well, Ruben traded away the whole farm system to get
Yeah.
both Roy Oswalt and Hunter Pence.
Yeah, but wasn't
and then it made no sense because he got rid of them both.
help
in
me out
2
here.
years.
What the hell was his name? It used to be the GM.
Ed Wade.
Ed Wade. I couldn't
Yeah.
think of his name. Ed Wade.
Yeah.
Ed Wade put that team together, correct?
He drafted a lot of those guys, but
drafted a lot.
Ruben,
The
Ruben
Chase
was,
Utley's, you
yeah,
know.
Ruben was his assistant GM,
Right.
though.
I
so-
couldn't think of his name. Ed
but,
Wade.
Yeah,
yes.
we owe Ed Wade a World Series
Yeah,
championship
yeah,
ring. Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
Let's take a quick break. Station identification, a2dradio.com.
You're listening to A2D Radio. A2D Radio. A2D Radio. At A2DRadio.com.
Based on the principles of my own arguments, Hextall's been trying to build direction right now with the Flyers for close to a year and a half, maybe close to 2 years now at this point.
Yeah.
Klentak's been at it now for 4 or 5 months maybe, whatever, since he's been hired. So it's kind of, by my own principles of my own arguments, I kind of can't put him ahead of what Hextall's doing just because Hextall's been doing it more. And I agree.
For the Los Angeles Kings, you're saying. You're saying
well, no,
subtotal.
since Hextall came to Philly.
Well, he just came here.
Yeah, like a year and a half
Yeah,
ago. But
right.
Klentak just came here 3 months ago.
Right. Yeah.
So Hextall's been doing it. But here's my problem with the Flyers. Maddie will tell you this. As you guys have found out throughout the course of the show, I think Ed Snyder's the worst owner in all of hockey.
I could see why. Listen,
this is my problem with
and
guys
there
like
are
Ed Snyder.
there are reports.
He's living the glory days
Listen,
of
listen,
1974-75.
He's Jerry Jones to me. I can't stand
I
people
know what you're saying,
who are
Zach.
so far behind the curve that it takes somebody like Ron Hextall to tell you, hey, Ed, we need to start doing it like this.
And
The fact that Ed didn't
hockey's
get to that on
changed
his
so
own
much. We don't
conclusion-
have bench clearances no more. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. If you have a Sidney Crosby, you can't go and touch him because if you touch him, you're getting a minor.
The Hextall
I
thing
understand.
kind of gets even out for me by the fact that Snyder's there. I just can't stand Snyder. I
And
think
then
he's a terrible owner.
they did say that Ed Schneider backed off a little bit at Ron Hextall
He
and let
did.
Hextall do his thing.
should.
Because I know when Holmgren was the
he should. He
GM,
He
definitely
very
should.
much should.
when I know when
agree.
Holmgren was the GM, Schneider was up his
Same
ass.
thing when Bobby Clark was there.
Yeah, oh
It was
yeah.
Snyder
Well,
was
I'm
calling
going to be
the
honest with you.
shots.
Bobby Clark kind of messed things up for the Flyers organization.
Yeah, but
and,
did
and
he?
Matt, you completely agree with that. I see you're shaking your head.
I ag-
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree, he did, but hold on.
Completely.
But Matt, you'll agree with this, though, too, because Bobby Clark was the GM, but he was also answering to Ed Snyder, and he was Ed Snyder's golden boy. There was multiple problems involved with that. The fact that Ed Snyder was there putting him in that position and giving him all that power and saying, hey, you're the man. I mean, you see my problem here? Ed Snyder, to me, is a problem.
Hey, Zach, I got breaking
much
news
as
for the
Jeff
Eagles. Hold on a
Lurie
sec. I
is.
got breaking news. Zach or Ralph. Anyone want to read that? Breaking news.
Chris Wilson and Joe DeRazio. We've got 2 assistant coaches that we've now come to terms with. Who cares? He's an offensive quality control coach and an assistant wide receivers coach.
Yeah.
You
Still
know?
breaking news. Just came in. You
Great.
know, you got to mention.
What was
something
I gonna
equal-
say?
But yeah, that's my
Okay.
thing. To me, Ed, like, you know how we're talking about Jeffrey Lurie at this point and how he kind of seems lost with how to do things. That was my opinion on Ed Snyder. Up and all the way, he finally hired Hextall. I was like, "Wow, that's the best move he could have made."
Right.
But for the 10 years leading up to that, it's like this guy's lost. He wants to live back in the '70s. He still thinks that the Broad Street Bullies are going to win in today's NHL, and it's just not the way it works.
It's not the way it works because of the structure of the hockey. I mean, like you said, I know this for a fact. If one person, say there's a bench clearance, the first person, the coach gets fined. So if say happens if the first player that skates hit the ice, okay, that's running out there, and all of a sudden there's a bench clearance, the first person, the coach gets fined, like a massive fine. It's massive. I don't know the exact number, but it's a massive fine. The coach gets suspended, okay, and that player gets a fine and gets suspended for hitting the ice. So, I mean, Gary Bettman's completely changing this game.
Yeah.
He don't want no fighting in hockey. Zero tolerance.
Well, the fighting won't stop.
Not only has the game changed, there's no salary cap.
No
Yeah,
salary
there is.
cap.
Well,
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
When it's
Salary cap. So.
yeah.
Listen, the move that I am hearing that we've been sending scouts out to Syracuse to look at the big boy Jonathan Drouin. Every single game they've been sending scouts out for Jonathan Drouin. I mean, hey, if Ron Hextall can make some moves here and get him, that's a big pickup for the Flyers.
Oh, see, now I want to go. I can't stand Ed Snyder. Flyers have to be 3 for me.
That's fine.
I like Hextall.
That's fine.
I
That's
like
fine.
Hextall,
In your
but-
opinion,
but the
man.
Snyder thing, it balances it out for me. Hopefully, Hextall wins out on that power battle and says,
right.
"Listen, you trust me enough that you trust the moves I made so far." Snyder gives him more and more and more and more control, and eventually it's Hextall running the show.
Well,
completely.
He did make a good move, dumping the LeCavier and Shen's contract.
And
you
not
know,
for nothing,
free
but
up
you
some
know
cap
why the
space.
Capitals became really good this year? Because they went free agency.
Yeah.
They picked up a veteran like Justin Williams.
Well,
that
how about
that
a move
you know
like a TJ
he's on.
Oshie?
He won a Conn
and look at
Smythe
TJ
trophy.
Oshie,
You know,
too.
TJ Oshie,
It's
a stud player.
a
I mean,
TJ
you've seen him
and
in
listen-
the Olympics.
Listen, I'm
That's the type of-
surprised the
Right.
St. Louis let him go.
Those are
I'm
the types of
surprised St.
moves
Louis let
that
him
win
go.
you a
the
Stanley
Capitals
Cup.
went shopping. They
Yeah.
went obviously.
Types of moves that win
Yeah.
you a Stanley Cup.
I got to
right
do a shout out to Mike Weeken. He's a big hockey fan. He actually just hit me up on Facebook. So Mike, here's a good hockey shout out for you, man. Thanks for listening.
I guess I'll go with Phillies and Clentac being second. See, what I like about what the Phillies did and Clentac being brought in there was Clentac was allowed to come in and hire all his own people. You know, Andy McPhail has had proven success wherever he's gone. He's now a president of baseball operations. So, he ended up helping rebuild an Orioles team back in the day. You know what I mean? He ends up helping rebuild a Mariners team back in the day.
Right.
He ends up being involved in a lot of teams that, got built, from, scratch that got built up to end up being contenders. I trusted him. I loved the move when they first brought him in. I love Pat Gillick. Pat Gillick's still here. Pat Gillick obviously won us a World Series, so you trust Pat Gillick for the same reason. Pat Gillick says Andy McPhail's the right guy for the job. Okay, I trust you. Now let me see what McPhail does. The first thing McPhail does, he brings in a guy like a Matt Clentac. Clentac's done nothing but impress at GM so far. So now this gets in my head saying, okay, we're going in the right direction. I don't, I know it's only been 4 months of it, 5 months of it, whatever, but this is the right direction. This is this generation's baseball. Clentac, first thing he does, he hires an analytic department. Tell me this isn't behind the curve. How behind the curve do you have to be the only team in Major League Baseball without an analytic department when Moneyball came out back in 2003? And in 2013, we're still the only team in baseball without an analytics department. It's an issue.
Yeah.
That's just a problem. We're going to take a quick break. A2DRadio.com. This is the Rundown. We're brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Call 856-889-3434. Visit scanzanosports.com. Go to 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill.
welcome in to the worldwide leader of what? Real talk, A2DRadio.com.
This is Head, your dude with the tunes from A to Z classic rock. When I'm hungry and in the mood for pizza or killer sandwich, I head to Legends Tap, located at 318 High Street in Burlington, New Jersey. Pleasant atmosphere, delicious pizza, kickin' sandwiches, great iced tea, soda, or if you prefer an adult beverage, they have that also. 318 High Street, Burlington, New Jersey, Legends Tap, the best pizza this side of the Delaware.
Hey, if you're interested in buying, selling, or renting a house, call Kingsgate Realty at 856-931-1200. Ask for Patrick Bokikio or visit their website at kingsgatere.com, located at 57 West Kings Highway, Mount Ephraim, New Jersey.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet, located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. With over 40 years of customer experience giving the latest in uniforms and equipment to sports enthusiasts of baseball, softball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, and much more. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or send them an email at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit their website at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all of your sporting needs.
The Rundown, only on A2DRadio.com.
That's like Bob Marley right there.
Bob Marley, yeah, Sean calling it like Bob Marley. This is the Rundown on A2DRadio.com, brought to you by Harry's Contracting. For a professional home improvement, give Harry Ernst a call at 609-638-6336. Email Harry's Contracting Improvements at gmail.com. Got about 5 minutes left, so whatever we're about to talk about in these final 5 minutes, let's say it's brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accountants, located on 301 Oxford Valley Road in Yardley, Pennsylvania. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. Obviously, you got income tax time. That's, not right around the corner. It's
April's
here.
coming.
Forget about it being around the corner. It's here.
I want to give a shout out to my boys at the Ridley Ice Hockey. We won last night, baby.
Congrats, man.
Who cares?
4-2. Hey,
just
we beat on this undefeated Springfield last night.
Oh,
So
did you?
Yup.
Undefeated Springfield. What position you play?
nobody, nothing.
You don't. Oh, you
Bench.
left bench.
Yeah,
If I played hockey, I'd be a goalie.
that's what I
Without
was.
question. I was a goalkeeper in soccer for
Yeah.
12 years. That's where my instincts are at. I know if I would have ever played hockey, that would have been the position from the beginning. I would have loved to have gotten into. I wouldn't. I mean, I was an all right skater, but I'm not going to skate like these guys that have the skill guys. If anybody that see me dribble a basketball, I'm not any better at dribbling a puck on a stick. So, it was kind of one of those things, why'd I play goalie in soccer? Anybody that see me play soccer, I can maybe dribble a soccer ball 4 feet before I lose control of it.
Right.
If I'm lucky, I dribble with my head down. In
hockey, you better not keep your head down.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
go across,
exactly.
You're gonna be smashed. Just to ask Eric Lindros quite a few times. Darius Kasparaitis, Scott Stevens. I mean, just ask him how that went, because Eric Lindros was 6'4", big guy. His dad always said, "Eric, you're so big, you can do whatever you want." Well, guess what? In the big leagues,
Eric
Swiss
Lindros
cheese.
could do whatever he
Well,
wanted.
I'm just saying
when he was in his prime.
Eventually, they
got
caught
to
up
Well,
to him. Keeping his head down.
Well,
you
when
know?
your brain turns to mush from all these
Oh,
concussions
yeah.
and you're suffering from CTE, I mean, that'll happen to anybody.
Line him up,
you know?
man.
But when Eric Lindros was in his prime, he was the best hockey player
You
in
want
the league.
to hear something? You want to hear something, Zach? You're not going. I don't know if you know this. You know, Eric Lindros never had a 50-goal season. Most he had was 47.
But he didn't
47.
need to. Because remember the type of player
Leclerc,
he was.
Leclerc was a trash can. He put the trash away.
Well, and I'm not trying to compare Lindros to Wayne Gretzky because you don't compare anybody to Wayne
No,
Gretzky.
come
It's
on.
stupid. But
No.
what I'm bringing up here from that point is because I saw a stat the other day about Wayne Gretzky. You talk about Lindros only having 47 goals, his most goals of the season. That wasn't what Lindros was as a player. Lindros was an all-around player. He could score.
He was finesse.
But how about this for a stat? Wayne Gretzky has more career assists than anybody else does.
I said that
points.
last week. I said that last week.
I missed
you might have
that.
heard
That
it. I don't know
flew
if you
over
heard from me.
I saw
I
it
think
on
we
ESPN.
were off
Wayne
air.
Gretzky has 61 records. He has a record in
He
Guinness
has-
World Records for
he's-
having the most
Yeah,
records in history.
He's got more
Yeah.
career assists than anybody else does
Yes,
points.
yes. I said that last
So-
week to you guys.
well,
I said if you take his goals,
Right.
take all his career goals away, it's like 900 and change.
Yeah, he still has
All
more
right?
career
He has
points.
more career assists, which is more
Right.
career points than anybody in the league.
Well,
It's
and
insane.
Now,
It's insane.
Gretzky could score with the best of them. You know,
Yeah.
Gretzky put the puck in the back of the net a ton, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like Lindros could put the puck in the back of the neck a ton. But Lindros's thing, well, I mean, especially when you're playing guys like John Leclerc and you had the Legion of Doom with you, Lindros was the perfect leader for that team because he got everybody involved. He got Leclerc
Now, I
involved.
hate to say
He
this.
could get,
but
everybody
I hate to
involved
say
with
this,
it.
but Paul Holmgren said we had the right guy, and the Flyers wound up making that trade to the New York Rangers. We had Peter Forsberg. Peter Forsberg had a couple league MVPs and hoisted a Stanley Cup quite a few times.